Welcome back, ladies and gentlemen, to another episode of the Fresh Crits of Melbourne. We're back. The church is back. Carnegie Caufield's back on a Sunday, the 6th of October, for their first crit race of the season. And it's great to have everyone back out here. Everyone's been training their house down, so it is great to finally be able to flex those muscles on the course we only know so well, which is just a series of left-hand corners. Pretty easy to navigate, but people still struggle. Thanks to everyone for coming back and watching the Fresh Crits videos. I love hearing all the comments, love seeing all the likes, and especially like seeing the subscribers. The more subscribers we get to the channel, the more it spreads the word, and I get lots of messages from people wanting to get into racing, and it's just great that it's kind of spread the word. But we'll talk straight into this race right now. You can see two riders off in the distance. There they go, around the corner. That's Josh Brooker, who is the current Crit Masters National Champion. He's just gone around the corner there, and followed by, I think it's Alex Edney. So that's the start of the race. Bang, it's just happened. And if you notice one individual who's right at the back of this number of three riders here, that is the one and only Nick Owen. And to be honest, he's in a good move here. This is his first A-grade race. 3 minutes in, he's decided to launch off the front. We're not even a lap in, and he's launched himself off the front of the bike race. How do you think he'll go? Please throw some stuff in the comments. I'd love to read them live as this video plays. But it was a pretty nice day. We had a bit of rain actually come through the course. It was great that they did run the race. You know, they look after all the riders. They make sure that it's a safe deck and everything. A couple of spots of rain, but everyone managed to get around absolutely fine. The wind direction did play a little bit of havoc in this one. You can see coming around this corner, we're moving into a tailwind, but as soon as you make those next two left corners, it does filter into a bit of a headwind, so just keep that in mind. Today, there's a couple of teams in the mix. I'm riding, you can see in the rear cam, Bully in the red Race Atlas kit. I'm riding with him, and also Dean's in the mix. We've got Trappist, who Mark O'Brien's now on the team for. We all should know who he is. He's an absolute hitter, and we'll talk about him a little bit later on. So, the makeup of the race, bang, there goes the split, and you can see Nick Owen already starting to dangle off the back. Not good signs for the great man. Let's hope we see him later on in this video. But those two riders that just went off the front, that's the beginning of the break. So what we're going to do now, we'll skip into this one. We'll try to keep it nice and short, and we'll see what happens in the next few moments in this race. We've only skipped ahead a couple of seconds, and Bully's on the front, pulling a nice big turn, flicks the elbow, and I switch on the afterburners to really try to put the rest of the riders under pressure. 48 k's an hour coming around this corner. You can see the entire peloton in the rear cam completely strung out. And it's at that moment you can see Bully's just dropped the wheel, and now there's just two of us, a dude rider here, and that's Troy on the gold Cervelo. So you can see already things are starting to split apart. It's chaos, but there is no chance they're just going to let us ride off the front like this, or are they? We'll skip ahead and see what happens next. We have been mashing the pedals hard. With only a few minutes later, you can see the whole peloton is strung out. There are gaps everywhere, and naturally it looks like the rubber band is about to snap. So we've got the front here with a small-ish group of riders. There's probably 7 or 8 of us in this little mix, but we're all working really, really well. TJ's driving a really strong pace on the front here. He's come back from America after racing some crits there, and had an absolute ball. Absolutely loved it. I know he had a bit of a crash, but rode really, really strong, so he's coming back into some form now. Can't quite close this gap, but no doubt he will. As you can see, a few more riders coming over the front. And that's when I decide, okay, I need to get across quickly. I don't want to wait and lose the advantage of being able to snap across. That's something I have learned about myself, that I would much prefer sprint across to the group in front instead of trying to, diesel my way over there just above threshold, because I'll definitely cook myself. I'd rather just sprint across. But in the rear cam, look at that. There's distance. You cannot see the group behind. And now we have the second split forming right in front of your very eyes. right on the road here. So if you just scan your eyes a little bit further down the road, you'll see this is a small group of 8 riders in this little group ahead in front of us now. Now, not that group that's just gone around the corner, because that is C grade. There's another group of about 8 riders that are further up the road, which our number one mission is to ride together, chase them back, and form our own major front peloton, I suppose. So that's the number one goal. Everybody in this group is riding quote unquote as a team to try to make it over to the break, which is, there you go, just going around the corners there. So that's who we're trying to track down, and it looks like we're going to get it done. So with the magic of editing, I'll speed this clip up so you can watch the chase down. So I'll take this time to please encourage everyone to hit that subscribe button and like the channel, and even hit that bell. I think that notifies you when I do release a video, because the more people that watch, the more people that subscribe to the channel is only going to promote cycling. It's going to promote racing. It's going to promote these videos, and that's all we want to do is get more people out racing and show everyone what the sport is all about. And also, lastly, if you had any ideas for videos or things you wanted to see in a race, or you weren't sure how things work, then keep me up in the comments below, or even send me a DM on Instagram. I'll be more than happy to take you through that. So after a minute and a half of chasing, just over 1 lap here at Glenvale, we finally make the break. We finally get there. Heart rate's, I'm happy with that, 175. It's kind of in that threshold sort of heart rate for me. We finally get across, which is fantastic, and it now means we've established this really nice break. We can all roll turns together. It's still very early in this race though, but you look at the amount of riders in this break. There's about 14 of us, I think, but the majority of the riders in this group are arguably the strongest riders on the course today. So it's going to be very, very hard for the group behind us in the main peloton, or the split behind us, to get across to this break. When the strongest riders are here and you're averaging 51 k's an hour, yes, it's the tailwind part of the section, that means the group behind is going to have to be averaging at least 55 k's to bring this back. Is that going to be possible? Who knows? There's still plenty of time left in this race. Stay tuned to find out. We'll skip ahead and see where it goes from there. We've been off the front for well over 30 minutes here, and we're into the closing parts of this race. Dino is in the group with me as my teammate, who's just been brought back from a bit of an attack. It's at this moment, Marco goes up the inside. There he is. And Dino goes, "Fucking go, Steve!" So I have to just absolutely jam it. I'm in lizard brain mode right now, as I've just stomped on the pedals to follow this move of Marco and Oscar Gallagher here in the blue kit, who rides with Crane Tech. Now, you know, heart rate spiking 180, and I'm thinking, oh no, this is going to be absolute pain. We all know Marco, who won the Melbourne Warrnambool earlier this year, has so much power. He could probably power a toaster. I know I'm going to be in a bit of a hurt box trying to follow his wheel. I'm just hoping I can get nice and small in the draft to try to stay away. But it's unfortunate because it's this moment. Marco's asking us to go around. Gallagher doesn't want to do it because he thinks we're going to get brought back. But you just got to go in these sorts of chances. The group behind, they're really chasing hard. And I think if we had just smashed those pedals a little bit harder, who knows, we could have been able to stay away. Could have been a really reduced sprint. But unfortunately, that one wasn't meant to be. The life lesson here is when your teammate says go, you probably should go. Unfortunately, this one only lasted a lap, and I've burnt a match, but at least I've got a funny video to tell for it. We've skipped ahead, and you can see on the right-hand side, the Commissaire showing 3 laps to go, and you see that rider that's just gone around the corner? Have a guess who that might be. Yep. You've got it. That's Mark O'Brien. He's launched another one of his classic attacks. He knows he can't sprint, so what he tries to do is tries to launch a mega attack with 3 laps to go and see if he can hold up a chasing group that can't get their act together. And do you know what? It's worked more times than you would think. So 3 laps to go. The entire group is still together. There's still 14 riders in this break. You can see them in the rear cam. Don't even get me started. We lapped the field, and for some reason other riders decided to jump in our break. It was absolute madness, but that's been all sorted out now. It's just myself, Dino, and 13 other riders in this one. And it is on. You can see there Marco off the front, still with a, let's count it here, he's come around that corner, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, I'd say 5 second, maybe even 6 second gap in front. We've got to be able to pull that back. We've got to be able to get all the guys in this peloton, in this little group here, to pull turns to bring that back. And we've got a hell of a lot of firepower here as well. Hell of a lot. Look at all these strong riders coming through here. Josh Brooker. In front of him, we've got Alex Edney. We've got Gus here in the THB orange kit. And the issue is there's a couple of Trappist riders. So this purple kit here is the Trappist rider. He's in with Marco's teammates. So we can't rely on these guys to be pulling turns to bring this one back. So we just got to keep that in mind. If you're in front of one of these guys, make sure you jump around the outside and overtake them, because they're going to try to disrupt the chase as much as they can. You can see everything is super strung out. We're doing 49 Ks. Marco's still got a tidy gap in front of us, but there's still a chance. There's still every single bit of a chance we can bring this one back. You know, we're on the back straight here. Once we come around to the front straight, we're going to get the bell. That is 1 lap to go. We're going to essentially have 1.25 laps to not only bring Marco back and go for that sprint. Now we've got the Trappist rider on the front. He's putting out some watts, but I'm going to come around him right after this corner. I'll come in the inside, nice, take a nice smart racing line, and I've got to absolutely drill it. I get on the hoods, I get as low as I possibly can, get as small and as aero as I possibly can be, close that frontal area off to make sure that I can put out big watts, especially coming into this headwind here. And now we get the bell. There it is. It's on. That gap's gotten a hell of a lot smaller. I've swung wide to let Oscar come on in the inside, but I don't want to fall too far back in this peloton. I want to kind of stay up the front. In the perfect world, I'd want to be just behind Dean's wheel here. You can see we've got Alex Edney, this guy from Criterium riding, and then we've got Josh Brooker in the rear cam. Oscar Gallagher's going to take the wheel here that I kind of wanted, which I'm not super upset about. And at this moment, Dino absolutely rips it. He needs to keep the pace nice and high so that if he stops pedaling, if everything slows down, that's when you get swarmed, and that's when you're going to get overtaken. Dino's putting in some monster numbers here in order to chase down Marco, but he's cracked. He's done. That is a huge effort. He looks behind, gives me some words of encouragement. It's now to the front straight. This is my opportunity to get a podium at Glenvale. First race for the season. Alex opens up the sprint. Oscar Gallagher's on the inside. I should be in his draft, but I miss out. I'm trying to stay in his draft. I'm pushing pedals hard, but I'm spinning out. We've got Alex right on the outside. I throw for the line. I miss second place by the tiniest of margins. Alex gets second. I take third. Oscar Gallagher with the biggest sprint I've ever seen. He takes first place. I'm absolutely stoked to get third place. My first podium at Glenvale. I'm absolutely stoked. Can't be disappointed with that. Huge shout out for Dino for ripping that one and keeping it all strung out like that. I'm absolutely cooked. Look at me. I can't even get any oxygen into the lungs. I think the one area where I feel like I let myself down within this one is that final sprint. If you have a look, go back and have a look at it again. But I think if I had just been a little bit more patient, sat in Oscar's draft for a little bit longer, really soaked that up, then come out of the wheel and whacked it, it might have been a different scenario. I also felt like I was spinning out too much. You saw my cadence at 118 revolutions. I think that's a little bit too high to hit that peak sort of power and snap. I would have liked to have been in a gear down the cassette a little bit more. But yeah, apart from that, what an awesome race. It was awesome. It was awesome to race against all these hitters. Guys, that's a wrap. Thanks so much for watching. Please hit that subscribe button. Tell your mates. Let me know what you think. And I'll see you in the next video. Ciao.